Do you have excess body fat, minimal muscle, and perhaps you have a bit of excess belly fat and pretty skinny arms? Well, this was me, and the problem that you're probably experiencing is that you aren't sure on whether to bulk up and build muscle or diet down to lose the weight. The even bigger problem is that if you bulk up and try and gain muscle, you end up gaining more body fat. And if you try to diet down and lose the weight, you end up just looking skinny. So instead, we actually need to perform an effective body recomposition, which is where you lose body fat and build muscle simultaneously. And this is the exact framework to do this. So I know from experience what it's actually like to be skinny fat, because you can see from the photos here, I had a lot of body fat, but I didn't have much muscle tissue. And I went on my own transformation, I went on my own journey, and I've managed to get myself in pretty reasonable shape. But I haven't just helped myself. I've helped over 700 high-performing men get in the shape of their life using our metabolic mastery method. So in this video, I'm going to be walking you through my exact framework on how to lose the body fat and build the muscle simultaneously. Now, the first step is understanding why most men fail, and most men get this wrong. Now, I realized that men wanted to get lean and drop body fat. They didn't have 6 days a week to train, and they can't spend every minute of every single day weighing out rice or doing sprints on the treadmill. So my skinny fat fixing blueprint takes time-constrained men, busy men, from looking soft, out of shape, to lean machines. Now, most programs that are out there are unrealistic for busy men. They don't take into consideration real life, and therefore guys like you are left feeling stuck, out of shape, and frustrated. For example, fad diets or generic unrealistic fitness plans, they do well for a few weeks, but then real life hits, and that's when you fall off track. Another one is rep counting PTs who, as you can see here, doing something crazy in the gym, but they act more like a cheerleader, and they're just gonna count your reps rather than being a results-driven specialist. Now, you soon realize that actually 80% of your results come from your diet, and you don't get anywhere from these sessions. You might actually go and try it on your own, but then realize that you don't have the time or resources to actually make this work and get the results. And I love this quote here by Einstein, is that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. A lot of guys will try the same things, whether it's rep counting PTs, it's fad diets, or going at it again on your own, but again, not seeing the results that you want. So now we realize that none of the above is the answer. Here is the exact framework that over 700 time-constrained skinny fat men have used. Step one, you must understand your calorie intake. Without this, you will not get the results and you will not get where you want to be. So there are many detailed calculators out there online, but in this example, we're gonna go with simplicity, and we're gonna use this simple equation here. So body weight in pounds multiplied by 15 is gonna give you your maintenance calories. Now, what is important here is you decide how much body fat you actually need to lose, because the rule of thumb is if you have more body fat to lose, you need to be in a calorie deficit. If you have less body fat to lose, you can get away with eating around maintenance calories and then going into our training methods, and you will see the results that you want to. So if you are going to go into that deficit because you have more body fat to lose, and you think, look, that's probably that's like the priority in a way, is losing that excess fat, then you want to subtract around 500 calories from your maintenance calories, and that's going to put you in that calorie deficit. Now, if you eat here, you are going to lose weight and lose body fat. If you eat around maintenance calories, you're going to stay at around the same weight. But like I said, through our training, we're going to actually build lean muscle at the same time. So step two, which is very, very important, is working out our protein intake. Now, to be accurate with this, you need to actually understand how much body fat and weight you currently have, because you want to aim to consume around 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. However, if you have a lot more weight and a lot more body fat to lose, then you might want to actually eat less than this, because if you're 275, 300 pounds, it's a lot of protein to try and be eating. So I like to use this kind of sliding scale here. Whereas if you have more body fat to lose and more weight that you hold, around 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight will be perfect for you. If you have more lean muscle and less body fat to lose, then consuming at the higher end, you slide up that scale and you go to around 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. But for 90% of you watching this, a safe bet, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight will be absolutely fine. Step three, very, very important here, is our resistance training. Because with our members who are time-constrained professionals working 60, 70-hour weeks, they have families, we use our metabolic mastery method. So that is 3 metabolic strength-based workouts per week, and that is 45 minutes each workout. That is it. You do not need to waste time. You do not need to do junk volume and random exercises and 15 random exercises every single workout. Stop wasting time. So instead of that, we do 45 minutes 3 times a week, and we make sure that those workouts are targeted. They are efficient. They are designed to build lean muscle and torch the fat without wasting time. No hours of cardio, short, sharp workouts that just specifically demand results. But the key principles of these sessions: progressive overload, intensity, and accuracy. Progressive overload is looking to effectively get stronger and challenge yourself more every single week. So what you can do is you can look to increase the amount of reps that you do for that particular exercise in that particular set. You can look to improve or lift more and increase the weight that you are lifting every single week. But the goal here is you're looking to track your lifts and improve. So if you lifted 50 kilos for 8 reps last week, next week you might want to do 50 kilos for 9 reps. And every week you want to get progressively stronger. And those incremental progressions are going to make the world of difference. Intensity is basically just meaning that you aren't just going through the motions and wasting time. A lot of men do 4 sets of 10, 3 sets of 10, 3 sets of 12, and just go through the motions. And that's not going to trigger any change. So you have to train to failure, you have to train with intensity, and you have to really push yourself every single set. And then accuracy is about execution, making sure you are not ego lifting and you are performing those movements incredibly well. Step 4 is expenditure. You do need to move more than you do on an average day, but you do not need to chase 10, 12,000 steps. Everyone says 10,000 steps, but you do not need to chase 10,000 steps. If your daily average, working behind a desk, being a sedentary guy, running team meetings, sat on Microsoft Teams or Zoom every single day, you are quite sedentary. So your average steps are probably only 3, 4, 5,000. So you trying to jump to 10,000 is going to be unrealistic. So what we find with our members who are in this position, we look to just increase their daily steps by 1 or 2,000 initially. Just increase that daily average, okay? Now you can work out your average by literally going on your health app or your steps app on your phone, and you'll find there how many steps you do on an average day. You then just want to steadily increase that. Just bump it up by 1 or 2,000. It's going to be literally 25, 30 minutes each day. Just look to increase your steps, but don't go chasing that magical 10,000. It's unrealistic for you guys who are super time constrained. So it's important to note here that we look at just increasing daily steps. We aren't looking to do hours of cardio, runs, sprints, hours and hours on the treadmill. Again, wasting time. We get more out of our resistance training sessions and then walking a little bit more than you would if you were just doing hours and hours of cardio. Now, the 5th step here, which is very, very important, is going to be adjustments. Because over the course of this transformation, you are going to hit fat loss plateaus. That's where you stop losing body fat. And if you see on my client Steven's fat loss graph here, we reach these points where there is a plateau, where we're dropping body fat, then we hit that plateau. Then we drop more body fat, hit that plateau. That's inevitable on any fat loss journey. So you have to make sure that when you hit these plateaus, you know what to do to get out of them. And that simply getting out these plateaus is going to be by increasing your calorie deficit. We spoke about earlier. Look to increase that deficit. So 2 main ways to do this. You can increase movement. So again, add a little bit more steps, add a little bit more additional steps that you do, an extra 10, 15 minutes of walking each day is going to be one that I'd recommend. The other way is you look at introducing some less cardio. So low intensity, steady state cardio. Like I said, we don't want to be doing hours and hours of cardio, hours and hours of sprints. But if you can look at adding an additional 10, 15 minutes of low intensity, steady state cardio, something that you enjoy, something that isn't taxing, that's going to help you increase that deficit. Then the other option here is to just reduce some foods from your carbs or your fats. So you can increase that deficit by pulling out some more carbs, pulling out some fats, ever so slightly, a little bit by little bit, but keep your protein high. We spoke about protein earlier. That is super important. Keep your protein high, but you can increase your deficit by reducing carbs or fats. Now that there is how we use the metabolic mastery method to fix skinny fat. If you are skinny fat and you want to build muscle and lose body fat at the same time, that is the framework there to help. Now, if you are watching this and thinking, look, I really want to lose the belly fat, I want to build muscle, I want to get in incredible shape this year, but my limitations come from my time, my structure, my routine. I am very busy, I'm working crazy hours, I have a family, and what you've tried in the past didn't work for you, then there's a free video on the link below, which is our metabolic mastery method. It just walks you through how we have helped over 700 high-performing men get in the shape of their life with that exact method. So if you want to go and implement that today, you can go and watch that video. It walks you through it in entirety. It's completely free. Go and watch it. But what I would say, if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments below, or you can DM me on Instagram at Harry Knights Coaching. I spend a lot of time in my inbox over there, just replying to guys, replying to questions each day. So feel free to message me on there. But if you do have any questions, comments below, drop me a message on Instagram. Make sure you like, subscribe. And if you want to watch that free Metabolic Mastery training video, definitely click the link below, go and watch it. And I'll see you in the next video.